ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਜਪ ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਮੂਕ ਉਚਰਾ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਪਿੰਗ ਗਿਰਨ ਚੜ ਜਾਏ। ਅੰਧ ਲਖਾ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਨਾ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ। ਅੰਧ ਲਖਾ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਨਾ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। So Sangat ji will be carrying on with the Larivar Sukhmani Sahib Katha that's been going on. We try and do it every Saturday around the same time. We'll do a quick recap of the last session before we go into today's Updesh, the teachings that Maharaj will bless us with for today. And in the last session we covered the first Ashtapadi but the fifth part of it. So as we know, an Ashtapadi is broken down into 8 parts. That's why it's called Ast, which means the word 8. So we're covering each Pankti, and so far we are on the 5th part of the very first Ashtapadi. In the last session, Maharaj mentioned how Prabhu ko simraha, so those who meditate or connect to Ek Akal Purakh Vaheguru through whatever means that may be, through Simran, through Seva, through Kirtan, through reading or listening to Gurbani, through listening to Katha, all of these are forms of connecting to Akal Purakh Vaheguru, the one greater than us mortal beings, the energy that resides within and without of us as well. Maharaj has explained to us that our aim as humans, the reason that we've been given this human form, is to connect to that Ek Akal Purakh Vaheguru. We're getting tangled in our daily affairs, in our jobs, in our householder's life. It's not wrong because we have to complete our duties, but Maharaj explains to us ke Gobind milan ki eh teri bariya, ke aa hun sadi bariya. It's our chance, it's our time. Maharaj has not written it as if it's optional, that if you want to, you can use this time. They're telling you now is your time. That's why we have this special human form. Out of the 84 lakh June, we are the most sresht, the most superior, because we have the ability to connect to Akal Purakh Vaheguru, what we might call God. But what we need to understand is that God is not a separate entity. God doesn't live outside of us. God is that Jyot of Akal Purakh that resides inside our very own hearts. Kat kat main har ju basa santan kahe upakar. Guru Tegh Bahadur Maharaj Ji in Slok Mahalla Nava, the Bani that we have just heard at the Pog, has said this beautiful Pankti ke kat kat main har ju basa, ke kat kat vich vasadaya. In each and every heart resides that light of God. So then why do we chase God externally? Maharaj here in Sukhmani Sahib is saying that those who simar, those who remember Akal Purakh Vaheguru, O Tanvanteya, they have the wealth, not only worldly, but the wealth that goes with you after this life as well. Because we all have to leave at some point, but as we know, we don't leave with anything. Sara kuch aapa ਇੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ. We leave our material possessions down to we leave our body as well. So what do we take with us? Maharaj explains to us that the only thing we take with us is that Naam. It's that bhakti, that remembrance of that one. So they explain to us that the ones who meditate on that one, the one who puts in that effort to connect to that one creator, sustainer and destroyer, it's all one. There are no separate people doing these different things. Maharaj banaundaya, Maharaj looks after us, and Maharaj is the one who takes us in the end as well. So Guru Sahib is saying that the one who connects to that Akal Purakh Vaheguru is the one who has that true wealth of Naam. Naam is not just a name, Vaheguru is not just a mantra. Naam is the ability to physically experience the light of God inside of you and everyone around you. Vaheguru is not just a mantra, because Maharaj teaches us that it's made up of char akhar. Va, which means amazing, but we must question, why are they amazing? What is so amazing about them? Is that, hey, they are here right now, in this very moment and in every moment present to us. Gu is the darkness that we're all stuck in, the darkness of agyanta, of not knowing how to navigate ourselves through this life. Hence we end up with things like anxiety, chinta. And Ru is the light that Maharaj takes us toward as they give us this gyan, this knowledge that they're blessing us with through their beautiful Bani. So they say that the one who connects is the one who takes away that true wealth. Ovi patvanteya, Maharaj ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਲਾਜ ਪਤ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ over here and in the afterworld as well. Because they haven't left naked, they've taken something with them. Maharaj makes sure that their honor is kept intact once they leave as well. O Parvanaya, Maharaj says that those who simar are Parvan. They are the ones who are truly accepted, not only here but in Dargah as well. If we want to think of Sachkhand as a physical place that has a door or gates of entry, the ones who walk into those gates are the ones who connect to that Ik Akal Purakh Vaheguru. If we want to break it down even further and take away the ideology that it's a physical place, O Parvanaya, the ones who can tap into the light inside of their heart, the ones who don't go searching externally but come to realize that God resides within them. Maharaj also says that O Pardhanaya, that they are Sresht. They are not the leaders, but they're the most supreme, because they have learned the ultimate truth of life, which is that we're all here to connect to something a lot greater than our physical bodies. With that said, we'll move into today's Upadesh, which is a continuation. And Maharaj says, Prabh ko simraha se be mohtaje. Here Maharaj is explaining to us that Prabh ko simraha, o jere simrdeya, those who connect in whatever means necessary, with whatever allows their concentration to focus solely on that ik and not waver. Se be mohtaje, o beparvahan, they are carefree. It's a beautiful word because it means that whatever happens is perfect in that individual's eyes. Being carefree means that we're not always trying to make things right, because as we understand, some things are out of our control. The worst thing that we know to happen to us as humans is death. We know it's inevitable, but it's still the one thing we dread the most. We try and do everything in our power to make sure that it doesn't come about, our own and the people that we love. But Maharaj says those who have truly connected to that divine energy, they are carefree. They understand that everything is in the raja, the will of Akal Purakh Vaheguru, that these are just the laws of nature, that if you are born, you have to die as well. Because we have come, we have to leave as well. It's just how the world works. When it happens to trees, we don't question it. The tree grows, it has beautiful leaves and fruits as well, but it sheds those leaves and it grows new ones. The same with us. We get this chance in this human form, but that doesn't mean we can stay forever. And Maharaj explains to us that the ones who have understood this truth, O be mohatajya, O be parvahan, they are carefree, they have no worries because they're not always trying to make things work the way they want it to. They understand the laws of nature. I just want to point out that when we're pronouncing be mohatajye, it has a ha, it has a h sound in it. So we are not to leave out the h sound and make it easier to pronounce. We are to then read it as it's written, which is be mohatajye. It's important that we are mindful of these small things in Gurbani because eddai sadi surti joddiya. The more that we concentrate on the pronunciation, the more we concentrate on the Bani. Maharaj goes on to explain to us, Prabh ko simrah se sarb ke raje. Again, here the pronunciation is really important because if we say Rajye, it means ke Raj gaya, the Raje means king. So they say that the one who has connected to Akal Purakh Vaheguru is the king of kings. Sarab ke Raje. Sarab means everybody, the king of all. This is because they have connected to a truth a lot greater than themselves. So they're not looking to control people, they're not having that outwardly appearance of a king. But Maharaj explains ke Raja Sagali Sreshta ka har naam man pinna, ke oi asli Raja ya jinanda man naam ch vas gaya, bhij gaye naam ch. The ones who have been imbued and absorbed in the remembrance of Akal Purakh Vaheguru, they are the ones who are truly kings. Hence we refer to Guru Sahib, to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj as Rajan ke Raja, Maharajan ke Maharaja. That they are the most superior because they themselves in their own autobiography explained to us that they had merged with Akal Purakh Vaheguru. That was their avastha. So for us they are the form of Akal Purakh Vaheguru. They are the embodiment of God themselves. The next pankti says, Prabh ko simrah se sukh vasi. Ke o jere jordan deya, o sukh vich vas deya. Vasi means a resident. When you're a resident, it's something permanent, not temporary. You reside in that space of sukh, sukh vich vas deya, regardless of the external circumstances. Death is hard, hardships come, but Maharaj explains to us that we can still find peace regardless of our external circumstances. Maharaj says, Jo nar dukh mein dukh nahi manna. They say the one who is amidst that pain, in the pain, but doesn't feel it. It may sound very far-fetched, it may sound very hard to believe, but if Maharaj has written it, it has to be the truth. In order for this to make sense, that the people who connect to Akal Purakh Vaheguru are constantly in sukh, in peace, they don't feel pain, I would like to use an analogy of a house. So you can imagine it could be your very own house, and inside your house you have a sofa, possibly in front of a television. And you're sitting on that sofa watching television, and someone outside your house decides to throw rocks, to throw stones at your house. It hits the house, worst case scenario, it breaks through the window and it comes in. But it never touched you. Are you still in pain? Are you still the one who's hurt? Even though the stone never touched you? It hurt your house. It broke into your house. It broke the windows of your house. It never hurt you because you were sitting on the sofa watching TV. You remained untouched. Maharaj explains to us the same for those who have connected to the light inside of them, that they are the ones sitting internally on that sofa, and that house is the ego that we have. The only reason we get hurt is because we feel, how could that have happened to me? If someone says something to you, it's your ego that responds to say, "Ene kidda keh liya mainu?" How is it possible that he had the himmat to say something to me? It's your ego that gets hurt. If there's hardships externally as well, on a physical sense, it's our ego that feels the pain. That how could they leave me and go? But who have they truly left if we all are one? So Maharaj gives us something to think about when they say that it is possible to be a resident of Sukh, to constantly reside in peace and bliss. There's a very big difference between happiness and peace. Happiness is temporary, it comes and it goes depending on your external circumstances. Peace remains forever, regardless of what's happening on the outside, because you are now in touch with what's internal, which then makes you appreciate the laws of nature, which is coming and going. The same thing with hardships. They come and they go, but they don't last forever. So I will end there. Sorry, I think I have a few more minutes, so we can do one more pangati. But it's important that we ponder upon the analogy of how Guru Sahib has said that we can constantly be in peace, regardless of what's happening externally. Maharaj then goes on to say, Prabhu ko simraha sada abinasi. Abinasi means nas to rahat. That means something that can't be destroyed. They say, Prabhu ko simraha, the one who jo simrdaya, the one who is putting in that effort to connect, sada abinasi, that they forever are not destroyed. What that means is that they are saved from this cycle of birth and death, from reincarnation. Because as we know, we believe in reincarnation, which means that there's 8.4 million life forms, and we have potentially been all 8.4, and now we have this precious human form. What it also means is that from this human form, we can be any of the 8.4 million life forms outside of human, or once we pass on, we can come back again as human. When Maharaj says Sada Abinasi ke naas to rahatya, they can't be destroyed, it means that they don't have to come back in this gear of 84 lakh joon. That we then as individuals don't have to come back in another form or this human form itself. How do we get there? Prabhu ko simraha, by connecting to something greater than us. Maharaj in their Bani also says, Jeevat, Jeevat, Jeevat Raho. Why do they say the exact same word 3 times? And it's spelt the exact same way. When we question Gurbani like this, we get our answers. We hear a shabad and they're repeating Jeevat, Jeevat, Jeevat Raho. There has to be a meaning. The reason that Maharaj has mentioned it 3 times is because it means past, present and future. The one who remains jivat, who remains alive in the past, the present and the future, which is forever, sada abinasi, forever, at all times, Ram Rasayana nit uth pivaho, is that one who drinks in that nectar of remembrance. It might sound physical, like we have to drink something, but it comes from inside. That Amrit is internal. It's Naam Rupi Amrit. That Naam is internal. It's not external. We're not looking for a mantra to chant. We're not looking for something external. What it is on the inside. So Maharaj is explaining to us that the ones who cannot be destroyed, the ones who exist forever, not physically, obviously, but in the energy form, are the ones who have attached themselves back to Akal Purakh Vaheguru. Because we must ask that question, that where have we come from and where are we going? We've all come from that Ek Akal Purakh Vaheguru. And Maharaj says it 1,000,000 times in Gurbani when they say Ek Oankar. There is no other. We've all come from the exact same place. But the question is, where do we want to go? Do we want to keep going round in circles and end up in all these different planes, astral planes, where we would put heaven and hell and everything in between? Or do we want to merge back into the one that we came from? It's a question that we must ask ourselves, because if we have come from somewhere, our aim should be to return back to that place. In the final panktiyan of this part of the Ashtapadi, the 5th part, Maharaj says, Simran te lage jin aap dayala. This is the most important pankti because it's reminding us कि आपां साडे जोर नाल कुछ नहीं कर सकदे. If we think that we have the power to remember God, to sit and connect to Akal Purakh Vaheguru, Maharaj is reminding us that you're mistaken. They say Simran te lage, only those are able to remember who Maharaj is compassionate towards. Jin aap dayala, जिन्हां ते महाराज आप दया करदा आ ओही सिमरन विच जुड़दे आ in whatever means necessary. As I mentioned, it could be katha, it could be kirtan, it could be gurbani part, recitation, the listening. It could be sitting down and saying Vaheguru. It could be japping a mantar, mool mantar, bij mantar. Maharaj has given us so many different ways. They've included the concept of seva. They haven't just restricted us to say that you can only do this one thing and then you will connect. They've said do what suits you best as long as you're putting in that effort. But they remind us ke simran te lage jin aap dayala, that yes, we can do that udam, we can have that cha to do it, but we will only truly be able to do it when we have that mercy from Akal Purakh Vaheguru. So how do we get it? Is when we do that benti, when we do that ardas ke Maharaj mainu sachi chaya thode naal juran da, hun mainu bakhsh do, bless me with that gift. In the end, Maharaj says, Nanak Janki Mangara Wala. Here Maharaj is giving us a piece of advice, a tang, a tarika on how to do a benti. That bless me with the dust of the feet of these people who have connected. As we come to the darbar, we might touch the floor and put it on our forehead. When we do matha take, we put our forehead on the ground so that O Charanturi can then go on our matha. Because that is what's going to change our lake. That's what's going to make Maharaj more dayal upon us to then help us connect. So it's really important that we understand that Maharaj Aap themselves has said to keep us in that sangat, to surround us with those people who are putting in that conscious effort to connect to something a lot bigger than our everyday life. It's very easy to live the mundane life that we do. We get up, we go to work, we look after the kids, we have dinner, and we call it a day. We do that Monday to Friday. We have Saturday and Sunday, maybe days for the family. But when do we take out that time to connect to our very own soul? When do we take out that time to connect to something a lot bigger than our everyday life? Because I'm sure that's not all our life was made of. Study, work, get married, have children, get the children married, have grandkids, and so on and so forth. It never ends. It's a rat race. But Maharaj emphasizes Gobind Milan ki eh teri bariya. Bariya means it's your time now. It's your chance. Maharaj has blessed you with this very precious time. So all you need to do is take time out of your everyday life. It's as simple as 5 minutes to truly put in the effort to connect to the light of God that resides inside of you. And you can do that in whatever way suits you best. It could be sitting down and saying Vaheguru for 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long time to do that as well. The point is, when we sit down to do it, let's remember ke Vah, tusi sachi, you are amazing. It's not just because I've heard that you are. You are because you're here with me right now. I don't have to find you tomorrow or 10 years later. I can find you right now. And the result of that is that you will take away the darkness. The hardships that I'm going through will become easier once you take me into that light. It's not that saints don't feel pain or don't face hardships. It's that they are equipped with the strength to go through it with grace. So I will now end on that note, and hopefully it's something that you can take away, that we can also tap into that strength that will guide us through the hardships of life, because they will come on everyone. It's just a matter of how you wish to navigate through it. We can always take that strength from Maharaj by connecting to that one. So please forgive me for all my mistakes, and please bless me that I can continue this beautiful seva. लेखा कतह न छूटिया खिन खिन भूलन हार बक्सन हार बक्सला नानक पार उतार। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।